Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever thought you might have broken the law?
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
So that's a little bit of a play into this bottle today. This is the Cease and Desist by Southern Collective. This is for the bottle shop here in Columbus, Georgia. They used actually the oak staves from a selection of their maker's mark into a barrel of 4 year, I think it's 4 year single barrel bourbon whiskey. And so there's a lot of this coloring that comes in here, which is beautiful color. It's a deep reddish brown on here, coming in at 121 proof. So the juice is out of Kentucky. I'm not sure who the distillate is on here, but the bottle shop used the staves from their marker's barrel, maker's mark. Wow, that was tough for me. Maker's mark barrel, and had them cut up and put into this barrel to give it additional color and flavoring. So I am looking forward to this. Like I said, the name of this bottle is Cease and Desist. And if you don't know, I'm a huge Southern Collective fan. I think they do a fantastic job. There's a couple of companies out there that brings other people's stuff in and they make it better. They blend it, they finish it. I would say Southern Collective and Dark Arts are two of my favorites right now that I just enjoy what they do there. I think they do a fantastic job. Master Pick, if you've ever had a Master Pick, same type of deal and difference there. They get barrels from other people and they make them better. So I just love stuff like that. This is actually my bottle shop glass, if you could see that. So I thought that'd be pretty cool to put it in there today. Like I said, this has got beautiful coloring on it, almost like a deep caramel. It's got some nice browns and oranges to it. Excellent color on this. I'm really, really enjoying the color on this. Super nice viscosity. Just a lot of oils on the side on this thing right here. Try to reel it around here on the top, and that way I can get a nice nosing on it. Man. Man. Not overpoweringly sweet on the nose, but you get kind of a light brown sugar. Getting some oak in there. I'm almost getting like a tiny bit of chocolate in there, which is kind of strange on the nose. Maybe a tiny bit of chocolate on there. And for 121 proof, for something that's younger, a bourbon, 4 years, it's not burning me up at all. The oils are just kind of sheeting down in kind of like waves to get some nice long legs forming on this thing. I'm getting some dark fruits on this, so I'm getting like some raisin on this too. So I'm getting a little bit of a baking spice. I'm getting a little bit of a raisin, getting like a light brown sugar on this. I'm getting some oak on there. I get kind of a little bit of a bready and an oak note on there as well. So there's not only the oak, but a leather going on there as well. So there's a lot going on here. Interested to see what this has on the palate. Like I said, Southern Collective is a favorite of mine. King of Georgia, 15-year, absolute favorite of mine. I was like, but that right there was MGP juice, 15-year MGP juice. To me, it's just kind of magical when you get that 15-year MGP plus. Does a great job. Return of the King as well. Wow. So this one comes in. It's sweeter than the nose. Or I'm getting kind of a light brown sugar on the nose. I'm getting a more intense kind of a caramelized sugar on the palate a little bit. It's got some spice on it. I'm feeling some of that 120 proof. but it's got like a syrupy smoothness to it as well. So you get this nice mouthfeel. It coats your tongue well, and then you get some really nice spice with it. But it's kind of got this deep burnt sugar kind of syrupiness that kind of goes with it, which I'm really digging. It's got a very nice finish on it right now. I'm kind of getting some of those dark notes on the back, a little bit of a raisin. I got a little bit of chocolate on those. I'm not getting it on the palate yet, but sometimes bourbons, after you get into a few sips, you'll pull some different things out on there. I'd say this is kind of going medium long on the finish. I mean, this finish is really, really nice on it. Do get a little bit of that dryness from the oak on there, but you're getting some sweet oak on here as well. And maybe that's some of that, the toasted staves that were in there as well, that help balance this out a little bit, because it's very, very nice. Yeah, I'm really, really liking Southern Collective's juice. I kind of wondering what the mash bill is on this. I don't think it's on here anywhere to represent what the mash bill is. This is actually bottle 60 of 60. So I'm a sucker for numbers. But it doesn't give me any kind of what the mash bill is on this. But I'm like getting some baking spices and almost like some rye. So I'm kind of wondering how heavy the rye is in the mash bill on this. I'm not sure if it's the youthful part of the bourbon or if there's some rye in there. But like I said, it's not harsh in any ways, but it does give you some spice. It does ramp up a bit. Getting a little bit of sweet corn in there now. That burnt sugar and that corn kind of reminds me of a little bit of like a toffee, a little bit going on. Got like a tiny bit of an almond in there somewhere too. So I thought that was interesting as well. So it's got a lot of different flavors that are coming on with this. And that's one thing I like about a good bourbon is you'll get something different every time you sip on it. And with a nice finish, you can just sit there and relax for a little bit, let it unfold a little while, enjoy, getting a little bit of that Kentucky hug, but it's not burning me up. And I know I drink different proofs than a lot of people. So take that how you want to take that, because it could be a little bit higher for other people too. And you just get the faintest whiff of like chocolate on here. So a lot of good things going on here. But man, there is something spicy on the tongue that I really, really like with this. Because you go from that sweet into that nice kind of syrupy, little bit of a mouthfeel, right into some spicy, into a little bit of a drying, and then a nice finish. And then you get some of that darker, like a raisin, and just that wisp of chocolate that goes along there with it, a little bit of leather. A lot of things going on with this bottle. So I'm very interested to see. I've got a bottle of this for a friend of the channel. I'll be seeing him at Spillway this weekend, Dan. He had just done Southern Collective, and I'm like, I'll have to pick one of these up for you. So I'll see him at Spillway. I'll bring him this bottle. I'm interested to see his thoughts on it as well. He really, really enjoyed Spillway. Had a really good, sorry, not Spillway. He really, really enjoyed Southern Collective. He was called me and he's like, man, this place is outstanding. I'm like, you're preaching to the choir, because I'm right there with you. I'm a big fan of them. Man, what a way to help get through the middle of the week right here. Not sure what day this video is going out. I'm trying to get a couple of videos ahead just because I'm going to be traveling a lot, going to Spillway. I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of video at Spillway. Looking forward to that time there. Going to ride down with a friend, Chris. Looking forward to hanging out with you, and I'm going to meet a lot of people out there too that are members of this channel and in the bourbon community. Very excited about that. And who knows, maybe I'll even pop on, do a little live or something, but have a little fun with it. But man, looking forward to that. But this is a great way to kind of get into that. Hey, we're on the downhill slider this week. Let's have some fun. Man, this just gets smoother as you sip on it. So I know as this opens up, it's only going to get better. So looking forward to that. Man, what middle of the week, spillway coming up. What are some things that you're looking for? What are some of the things that are coming out in the bourbon community that you've been wanting to try or get? What are some little known distilleries I need to know about? Because you guys teach me a lot. And it really it starts with you guys just being such a generous community. I tell you what, we had a Patreon 6-pack drawing, and one of the patrons, had won it the month before, and he sent me an email. His name's Robert Jennings, and he says, he says, I'm very fortunate on the things that I won here, and I'm still working. I haven't even cracked the last one you sent me. He says, I'll work on that sometime this week or weekend. He says, but he wants to let somebody else have that opportunity. So I'm going to roll it again for the Patreons. Robert, I just think that's, just such a class act on that. I don't think anyone would be mad if you said, nope, send me the pours. But you were like, you know what, I want to look out for somebody else. And I just think that speaks volumes about you as a person. And that's kind of the theme in the whole bourbon community. You guys are just generous people. Get 2,222 members. I'm going to be giving out another 6-pack. So I'm looking forward to that because I like to create 6-packs for people just because maybe there's some bourbons in my area that you don't have in your area and you can try something new and have some good pours with some people and maybe make some great memories along the way. Man, if you're working today, I just hope your work day goes by fast and I hope you're successful and you bring great energy to everything that you do. When you're off, I just hope that when you get that off time, things just dial it down a little bit, that you're able to enjoy a good conversation, some good time for yourself, a good story, a good book, a good song. Music goes great with so many things. But most importantly, take care of yourself, so you can take care of other people. You got to start with taking care of yourself. As we round out this week, I just want to tell you all cheers and God bless. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you.